I hated high school, I hated where I lived, I couldn't wait to leave, but like, I love that I hated it. It helped me to rebel and find my own cool stuff. I'm from Woodbury, Long Island. I can't remember a time where I didn't love clothes and playing dress up and shopping. Finding jeans was the hardest thing. All the cool older girls wore jeans and like French cuffed them. I guess I kind of just always wanted to be like that cool girl with the perfect pair of jeans. I'm my own fashion source now, but it took me years to cultivate that. I feel more comfortable in my body now, I think, than I did in my 20s. My weight fluctuated a lot. I think it's like kind of sexier in a way, like not to have a perfect body. The way the girls dress now and how they dress 90s now is better than how we actually dressed in the 90s. I wore like huge baggy pants, kind of dressed like a little raver. My mom's best friend, you know, like she's super Long Island, and so like my grandfather is very like that too. My imitation of her is like, and I can't believe that they're still serving peanuts on Delta. That's all I'm gonna say about it. You know, with everybody's peanut allergies today. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so I always thought that was really funny. And I started a diary when I was in 6th grade. And that's when I started writing freely without any self-conscious. I had read this article in Vice that was called The Vice Guide to Eating Pussy. And I was like, this is what I want to write. I mean, it was comedy writing, but like I didn't know that was even a thing. And so after a few months interning there, I was like, can I take over this column, Dear Diary? But mostly I kept it, like I needed to have perspective in order to write about it. I needed to be 22 making fun of myself as 11, not 22 making fun of myself at 21. When I was 27, I had the opportunity to write a book, which was like my dream. I thought my name was going to be like on the marquee and like they'd be rolling the red carpet out for me everywhere I went. Nothing happened. All that happened is that I stayed working at the Maritime Hotel. I had just accomplished something that all my life I had wanted to accomplish. So I was like, fuck, like what am I supposed to do next? I had an agent, but like it was just like an agent to say that I had an agent. Like I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, well, Dan, we should make Dear Diary a movie. He was like, all right, why don't you write the script? And I was like, okay, never wrote it. Samantha, who owned Misbehave, was reading my blogs, and she was like, our editor-in-chief just quit. Do you want to be the editor of our magazine? And I was like, sure. I have no idea how to do that, just so you know. We got through 2 issues before the magazine folded. I was turning 30, and all of my friends were having babies, and I had to move to Brooklyn and live with a roommate. I like couldn't survive to live in Manhattan anymore. Like things were like getting like pretty dark. All I wanted to do was write. I wasn't fitting in anywhere. There is a girl inspiration for every outfit. I went to see Bikini Kill like at some random show in Connecticut when I was 16, and there was this girl there, and she was wearing these glasses and her hair was up like this, and she had a hooded sweatshirt. I became that girl. I feel like when I put the cardigan over it, it comes together in sort of like a mom-esque way. Like the cardigan, like I need this because there's air conditioning, so I get cold when I go to Trader Joe's. But then when I'm driving, I can take it off. And like I can drop my kids off at like Jazz or whatever. I like wearing something that could be kind of dressy and dressing it down with like a hooded sweatshirt or my hair up. I wear socks and sandals like every single day. These boots are 1 out of 3 things that I would save in a fire. The skirt is Chloe 70 for opening ceremony. I just feel so great that my friends can create something so beautiful and I get to wear it. And I wore this to the girls' premiere. But I wore it with the Clash t-shirt. No, it was just during that whole like Saturn returns phase when you're from like 27 to 30 where you don't know what you're doing with your life. Me and my Jappy friend from Long Island went to India, like freaked out. She brought her hair straightener. Like there's like not running water in India. Like there's no electricity. Every single day we were laughing and crying. I went to Thailand and I like cheated on my boyfriend and then I broke up with him and it was just like this whole crisis and I was like maybe I'll be like a substance abuse counselor. I just like went crazy. And then I saw Tiny Furniture and I loved it and I tweeted at Lena. I have a writer friend, her name's Nicole. She called me and she was like, Lena Dunham is doing this show called Girls for HBO. You have to write on this show. And I called my agent and he was like, finish your pilot. I'm like, we'll submit it. I was sitting in the lobby of HBO in LA and like 3 days later I got the job, you know, and it was like Girls is my first writing job. Finally, I have been working as a writer for 10 years, and like that was my resume. Like all of this stuff that like I never knew what I was doing. I had a million different jobs, a million different boyfriends. I mean, that's what Girls is about. And that's who Hannah is as a character.
Yeah.
And she wants to write essays, but she writes them in her journal, but she doesn't call it a journal. You know, it's like, you've been there, done that. Not only does it make writing easier and it makes my writing better, the more honest I am, but it also, people identify with it. So I'm being of service with my art, which is, to me, the goal. That doesn't always mean that my writing is out to save the world. We were working on the show, and I was like, is this show good? Do we just think it's good because we're doing it? Everybody who does a show thinks their show is good, and not every show is good. So like, what's good? I'm always gonna go for it being gross, being ugly, because that was also fun too. Like, a lot of people on the show were like, oh, this awful guy Adam and their awful sex, and I'm like, well, she likes it, you know? And like, that's okay. It's okay that she likes it. And then she won't. I've learned more working on the show about writing and about working with other people and writing with other people. And believe me, like, you know, the humility did not come without eating humble pie first. Like, there were tears. It's all stuff that I had to wade through, and I still am wading through it, but it's gotten a lot easier. I need to remember to let go and to like, just put this ugly shit on the page. I write, I do the best that I can, and then I let it go. If I feel good about it, and I feel good enough to turn it in, and that's it, you know? And if people get it, they do, and if I can make money from it, awesome. And if I can't, I'll try again.